It was back in the mid-1990s. Rick had just moved to town from Vancouver and found this, Jokeville rather dull. Even worse, it was August, so he didn't know anybody, hadn't met anybody, and had no idea who the partiers might be and where he could buy, stuff. All he could do was ride around town on his bike and check things out. Fortunately, his buddy Max had sent him a care package from Van to tide him over until school started. Tide him over. Maybe. It was good stuff. So one hot afternoon, Rick liberated a couple of the old man's cold ones from the fridge in the garage/man cave and wheeled over to the woods on the other side of the nearby train tracks. Rick ended up on a ridge, looking down at the creek below, enjoying the warm sun and the buzz. The buzz. When he noticed everything had become quiet. Dead quiet. He couldn't even hear the water below or the hum of traffic on the nearby Queen Elizabeth Way. Rick thought he saw something pale flit through the trees, but was unable to focus. Must have been a bird or something. He inhaled, then paused. Something was behind him, he thought. He could feel it, eh? He tossed a look over his shoulder, and about 5 feet behind him, and hovering 5 feet above the trail, was a human head. Just a head. A human head, just floating in the air. It was some skinny dude with real bad acne and tangled black hair, which looked like it had never been washed. The mouth was open, showing more teeth than should be in a human head. And Rick began to laugh so hard, he rolled over on his back. The head swooped down, mouth opened and yellow teeth bared, but Rick slapped it away, still laughing uproariously. It came back at him, and Rick threw a half-full beer can at it, spraying the head with foam. It backed off momentarily, and this time when it came back, Rick scooped some gravel off the path and flung it into the red eyes. The head screamed, then flew off into the bushes. Rick turned his attention back to smoking. After a moment, he heard a moaning noise which eventually died away. And, in about half an hour, he had completely forgotten all about the incident. Rick soon met a kindred spirit, Dave, who cruised around in a 15-year-old Buick. "It's an old people's car, man. The cops never stopped me." One afternoon, when they were supposed to have been in school, Rick told Dave about his encounter with the floating head. "That was really good stuff, bro. It all seems so real." "Hey, bro, that's 'cause it was real, man. That was a fucking night floater." A what?" Dave explained that the night floaters were a cult of evil people who were able to detach their heads from their bodies and attack and spy upon their victims. But Rick didn't believe a word of it. "I was just stoned, bro." So this is why the two of them ended up stumbling back down the path atop the ridge, Hogsback Ridge, in the bright moonlight, Rick giggling and Dave trying to shut him up. "Hear that moaning sound?" "Huh?" "It's them, the floaters. They make that noise when they're far away. But I think it's getting... Yeah, it's getting fainter. That means they're getting closer." "I don't hear nothing. They're coming, bro, I'm telling ya." And, in fact, they came. 4 of them, 2 male, 2 female, with red eyes and wild streaming hair. They came from each side, forcing the dudes to run in among the trees for protection. "Grab a branch and use it like a bat," Dave yelled. But Rick did one better. Pulling a branch off a prickle bush, even though the thorns pricked him. "Go for the eyes! Go for the eyes!" Dave screamed. The floaters dive-bombed them, mouths wide with their sharpened teeth, but the sharp thorns forced them to swerve and pull up out of range, while Rick and Dave made for the Buick. Rick had the passenger door open when one of the females swooped down on him, her hard yellow teeth fastening on his rolled-up sleeve. Rick pulled his arm back violently, ripping his shirt and sending the head careening backwards. He jumped into the Buick and slammed the door shut before she could try again. "Bitch tore my shirt," he yelled as Dave hit the gas and they fishtailed out of there. "Now do you believe me about them night floaters?" Dave said. Yeah, I believe you. We pissed them off, so they're going to be after us. So from now on, if we're going to smoke at night, we'll stay in the car," Dave said. "This is an old people's car. The cops never check it." "Okay, Gramps," Rick said, laughing. And so they stayed in the car, and all was well. Until the cops checked it. Busted. If this is your first visit to my channel, my name is Warren, and I write and tell original ghost stories and original horror stories featuring cryptids such as the night floaters, werewolves, and black-eyed children. I hope you will consider subscribing. Till midnight. Cheers.